I've said probably a dozen times on here that cults don't start to break apart until the leader is in full power. And Trump didn't get into full power till January 20th. And the reason it starts to break apart is because there's no more reasons, there's no more excuses why the carrot can't finally be delivered. The cult leader must deliver on their promises. And what I'm seeing in more and more videos on here by people that support him are these begging for the promises to deliver because their businesses are really hurting. They're either asking him to please stop the tariffs or put a hold on them, give them some time to figure out how to save their business. One guy has a trucking company, and he's like, I know we just have to trust the process, and the tariffs look great on paper, but this is getting very scary. My guys don't have any trucks to drive. We're just sitting here like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So, please, Mr. Trump, this has to come through. And what they think is going to come through is some kind of boom of business and money. It's because it's not just, all these businesses are going to show up overnight and then we're all going to be okay, because that's not real. They just somehow think, these checks are coming, the income tax is going to go away, or somehow money and business is going to come flooding in. They are waiting on that. They are counting on that. And my son was in a class yesterday, and there's a huge Trump supporter in there. And one of the other kids in the class was saying something about, I'd be willing to pay more money if everybody could have health care. He explained some problem he'd had. And anyway, he shared that. And then the Trump supporter, thinking he's helping, like in earnest, saying, you guys, like very soon, we're not even going to have to pay income tax. Like all our income taxes are going to go away. So we're going to have extra money to be able to take care of ourselves and to take care of our medical things. And, he said that in earnest, like in good faith. And my son looked at him. He's like, my heart just hurt because this man thinks that Trump is going to deliver something good for everybody, and it's going to happen any fucking minute. And it's never going to happen. And there's not going to be all these people to blame. And I know people say, well, they'll just blame Biden. Biden doesn't put that blame doesn't put money in their account. It doesn't put food on their table. It doesn't bring this business boom back. It doesn't make America great again. Do you see what I'm saying? That will just be like eating air. It won't fulfill them. It won't be enough of a reason, especially as more of these deportations go on, because a lot of them do not like how it's being handled. A lot of them do not like what's happening in Gaza. There are so many things that they really don't like that are happening. I'm not saying all of them, but I'm saying a good portion of them. I would say most of them have some complaints somewhere, and before the inauguration, there was no complaints anywhere. They were lockstep. They aren't that way anymore. So as this goes on, you're going to see more and more leave, especially because their hearts are set on this deliverance of America being great and being wealthy and being strong. And somehow that's going to all turn around any minute, like the 4D chess move. But it's not going to happen. And their cognitive dissonance, their programming is going to be at such war, there is going to be more and more fallout. This administration, what they are doing is unsustainable. So there is a tipping point that will be coming. In the meantime, as they see us pushing back, as they see the courts pushing back, as they see some of their own congressmen start to push back, they're going to lash out. They're going to try and get meaner and stronger and scarier because they are scared of us. They thought, we're just going to grab some people off the street. They'll get real quiet. That's not what's happening, because even some of their own people don't like it. They didn't expect the amount of pushback they're getting. They didn't expect their polls to drop. I saw one creator say their polls haven't dropped at all, and they all just love him just as much, and they have no regrets. And no, that is not true. That is not true. First of all, I look up who does the polls, and almost all the times it's a right-wing company. But the other thing is, when you're in a cult, if you get a phone call and they say, how do you think that your leader's doing? Even if you don't like the leader and what he's doing at that time, you will say, great, because that is your programming. So I take all those polls with a big dose of salt, because I'm talking to people, I'm getting messages from people about their friends and family leaving, about the concerns they have. I'm having those conversations in real time. No, they're not happy. They're scared. Some of them are trying to be very hopeful. So they're going to double down and try and sound really loud that this is coming, because what other choice do they have? They are terrified. And just the idea of being publicly humiliated after the fact that they, voted for Schmittler 2.0, that's very rough to come out and admit. And the longer they're stuck in this, the longer it's going to, be harder to admit that. And I invite you all to give them what I call an off-ramp. Like, there has to be something that they can say that they can exit. And that might just be, I really thought he was going to do that. I got duped. I got lied to. I saw some people on here saying the other night, we voted for him, but oh my God, he lied, he lied, he lied. So them being able to say that and walk away, they have to have that off-ramp. So, feel free to offer that to them. Like, do you feel like you've been lied to? Or, it's okay, you were lied to, right? So anyway, I just want to put that out there, because that very much is happening, because cult leaders have to deliver once they have full power.